Hey guys! Hello! Yay! Akashic Records. Okay, I had intended to do this on my business page. However, Facebook is not super cooperative right now about letting me go live on my business page, so I'm going to go live in the group. So I just want to share this a bit and tag a couple people that I know were watching on the Facebook page for this. So let me do that. And in the meantime, if you're coming on to join me live, any questions that you have about the multidimensional Akashic Records, about my program that's starting, about anything to do with this, just bring it to the table for now while I'm just getting the tech stuff set up here. Not sure why it wouldn't let me go live on my page, but we'll work with that. And I'll give you guys a minute to join in live. And just say hello if you have joined me live. And I'm going to get this finished, and then I'm going to be totally present. Yay, a couple of people are joining in, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay, you can see me okay. Janet, you made it. Awesome, good. That's why I was trying to get... I was trying to get a note on my Facebook page that I'm live in the group right now. Facebook was being, yay, you're here. Facebook was being really weird about, it's not letting me publish anything to my Facebook page. Good morning, Maureen. How are you doing? Yeah, it's still not letting me publish anything to my Facebook page, so. Well, that's fine. I guess it's better that I am here in this group than I am in the Facebook page. I might try one more time just to post. Yay, okay, so. I'm going to share a couple of things that came up for me here, and especially this day is like, how's everybody doing with the full moon? Is anybody else feeling it like I'm feeling it? Like this Friday the 13th, this goddess full moon. It's really cool because I had posted, still very slightly distracted by this technology right now. Why? Facebook won't let me post on my page. Okay, I'm just going to X out of it. We'll leave that alone. We'll just leave that right alone. So yeah, are you guys feeling this full moon energy? Is anybody feeling things kind of maybe come up that you thought you dealt with? Or it seems to be like this review period of really making sure that you are creating choices that's going to move you in the direction of your desires. So I had talked about this in like the September forecast on my podcast, and then this week I was feeling all of these things come up and all of this stuff, and I actually re-listened to that podcast again, and I was like, this is what it is, this is what's going on. It's like this invitation to mastery. So this is what September is all about. So I'm really excited to be hosting this course and starting it in September. So any questions that you guys have about the course? Janet, I'm not sure if you had some questions. Vita had started taking the course last time, so I know she's going to be going through it again. So hey, I'm so happy to see people joining here. So any questions about the course? If you have any questions about the multidimensional Akashic Records, what they are, how you work with them, how you might work with them for business or for marketing, anything like that, I'm totally happy. Totally happy to share any information at all. I'm totally open. Amy says, well, yeah, I had some stuff come up for me during meditation. You're able to release it. Good, good, good. Yeah, get that releasing in today. And I know myself, I had to have a big emotional release. I've been doing a lot of energy work this week, so everything kind of came to this point of release and grounding for me today. So it's feeling really good over here, and I'm really excited and amplified by this full moon here. Yeah, so what do you guys got? What's coming up for you? I'm just going to keep chatting until I see some questions come in. But are there any live components to the course? Yes, there is lots of live components to the course, Janet. So the way that the course rolls, the way that it goes is we have a video module that comes out on Saturday, and that has like the teaching video module, and then it has like supplementary material. So that has energy healings, energy activations, different mindset stuffs or PDFs, things that are going to support the program. So Saturday those comes out. Then on Tuesday we have a live mindset call. So that's where we're going to get into all of the other stuff that comes up. So when you're learning the records, when you're learning kind of these high level spiritual tools, you are going deeper into your soul gifts. You're going deeper into your purpose. You're going deeper into what you're actually capable of and your potential. And that tends to bring up a lot of stuff, as does opening up deeper and deeper to your intuition, right? When you're opening deeper to your intuition, that brings up stuff around fear of the unknown, all kinds of stuff. So Tuesday is our mindset call. Tuesday we go in and we deal with and release whatever is coming up for you. We shift some perspective and we pull down that kind of empowered, intuitive energy. So that's Tuesday. So yes, Tuesday it's there's a live call, and then Wednesday there's another live call, and that's our practice call. So those calls are just for straight getting into the records, practicing, sharing your experiences so that you know you can grow and expand. And then after the second week, you're practicing with a partner on those calls, so that you're practicing with a partner on those calls so that you get that confidence right away. So whenever you're kind of thrown into those situations, but you're both kind of in the same place, it's really amazing how quickly confidence can develop. So the two live components of the call or of the course are Tuesday's mindset and Wednesday's practice calls, and then the rest of it is pre-recorded. So I'm just going to scroll right here. Yeah, I don't think, Maureen, it'll let you post out of this group into my main page because it's a closed group, right? That's what I was thinking too. That's why I was going to go live on the Facebook page, share it to the group page, because I don't think you can share it from the group to the page. Give it a shot if you want, but I don't think that Facebook allows you to do that. Okay, so let's see. What else did I see here? Maureen's feeling it. She says, yes, I feel it. Review time. Also so tired. Yeah. I've been expecting myself to be tired, and I'm just sleeping less and less and less. It's strange. I know, the energy never comes in the same way twice for me. Amy's feeling some tired and some body pain as well. Yeah, I don't know if this is so this is completely off topic of the Akashic Records, but really quickly, one thing that has helped me tremendously with integration and when energy's coming, and I think this is probably why I find myself less tired and I find myself less achy. I would used to get body aches all the time with spiritual growth, all the time, feeling like I had kind of this mild fever. And then so of course grounding is going to help with that. So Tuesday call is where you ask questions, but then there's also a Facebook group too, Janet, so that you can ask questions anytime at all. But actually the Tuesday or the Wednesday call, both of them are for asking questions. And I'm going to loop back around. I'm going to jump a lot back and forth here. But so really quickly, both the Tuesday and Wednesday call are open for questions as well. And then the Facebook group is there for support and questions between the calls as well. So of course, grounding is a huge part of the process of ascension, of integrating all of these high vibration energies. So what I found was these grounding mats. I don't know if anybody else is doing these. So the company I got it from is Earth in Canada, but it just looks like a little mini yoga mat, and it plugs into your electric outlet, which is grounded into the earth, so that you're getting all the benefits as though you're bare feet on the earth, but you're inside your house. I'm so obsessed with this thing. I'm just completely in love with it because it's made all the difference for me for integrating things. So I had to share that really quickly. If anybody is interested in that, it's Earth in Canada. And I'm sure they have, international sites as well, but it's crazy, ridiculously made a difference for me. Okay, and let's see. Pilar says, if you can't listen live on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, can you watch the replay? Yes, you can totally watch the replay. Wednesday's replays are a little bit... Wednesday's replays are a little bit different because I don't record while people are doing their practice sessions because everyone's going into breakout rooms, so that there's only 2 people in the Zoom room when you're doing the practice call. So the only recorded part of the Wednesday call is any Q&A that comes up. But yeah, everything is recorded. Let's see. I'll share the link on Earth in Canada for sure. Okay, so let me grab that if I can here. Yeah, let me pull that up. Actually, I may have to, I don't want to mess around a whole lot with the tech here. I might have to, I'll just respond to those comments after and grab the proper link for those. All right, so what I'm going to do in the meantime, too, for anybody that is coming on to join me live or checking out the replay, I'm going to put the link to my training there. So if you do want to get more information on that, then I will do that. But I'll add the link. Let me make a note here. I'll add the link to Earthing Canada in that. Yeah, wow. I put it off for so long. Okay. So that's basically the flow of the week for how that's working. So Saturdays, new module, inbox you. Yeah. I'll probably just tag you in the group so everybody else can see it as well too. Tuesdays we have our live calls. Wednesday we have our live calls, and then the whole program goes for 8 weeks. The last 2 weeks of the program is just straight up practice, just so you can be catching up on maybe energy healings or activations you didn't have a chance to get to throughout the program. So it's really beneficial to have those extra 2 weeks. And what I have set up right now is as soon as you Maureen says, oh my gosh, yes, I have been meaning to get one of those. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, absolutely. And especially when you're working with this Akashic Records energy, right? Whenever you're doing all of these activations and everything, the more grounded you are, the more you're going to actually be able to embody that. So it's so cool. I sleep with my grounding mat now. I have it currently right now under my feet. Oh, I actually have my other one here. So this is the one, this ends up being like a sales call for like earthing mats, but it's just like kind of this like quilt thing. So that's one of them. And then the other one's just like a yoga mat, but that's below my feet, so I'm leaving that right where it is. Yes, okay, so that's the basics of how the program runs. But as soon as you join, the way I have it set up is there's pre-coursework. So I have some energy healings and activations in there to get your energy primed and ready, so that whenever it's time to go into the records on the first module, you're totally ready for this. Your energy is aligned to it, and you're all set. And I even have you set up and begin doing a little bit of mindset work as well, so you're open to that more deeply intuitive side of yourself. So what else do you guys got? I'm sure there's some questions here. I am sure that there is something coming up for somebody that they want to know about. They're curious about the Akashic Records, curious about their spiritual evolution, what kind of things it would do for you. If you are curious about maybe how the energy of this program would affect you and affect your energy in your life, you can ask about that too, and I can tune into the energy and see if it feels like it would be a good fit for you, how it might expand you. I'm happy to do that as well. So another thing, all of it. All of it. Okay, so do you want me to tune into your energy, Janet? So, and this is the other thing that I'm teaching. One of the things we cover in the course is integrity as a healer and Akashic Records reader, and you need to get permission from people for awesome. So I'll tune into that. You need to get permission from people to tune into their energy and their records. Very important. Okay, all right. So let's tune into this energy here. And for right now, I'm just going to ask, because it's so prominent. As soon as I tune into somebody's energy, there's moon things that are coming in about what the full moon is doing with you right now. Okay, right on. So let me tune in here, Janet. Oh, it's beautiful. It's like a... So how it looks in your energy as you're developing this relationship with the Akashic Records is it's a lot of expansive heart energy, a lot of like self-acceptance on a deeper level, a lot of acceptance of deeper gifts and embodiment and confidence in who you are and what you have to offer. Let's see if there's anything else in there. So it's like this, I would almost even call it the energy of like a confident 3-year-old. So if you've ever seen a 3-year-old that's just kind of like on fire, like don't care what anybody thinks, that's the energy that it looks like for you, Janet. Like it looks like it starts out with this self-acceptance, this beautiful kind of integration, and then it moves kind of into this like confident playfulness almost. So it looks really cool in your energy, actually, Janet. It looks very, very pink is what it looks like in your energy, pink and expansive. So that looks really cool. Okay, so who else would like me to take a look in there? Okay, all right, Diane. Okay, so Janet, I'm just going to close out your energy. And let me know, too, any follow-up questions on that. Okay, I'm just going to close that out for Janet. And just bear with me through my yawns. Whew, a little bit of energy processing there. When energy's processing through me, I'm a yawner, and I'm a tearer, and I'm a nose runner. So that's what happens. Yeah, Janet, let me know if that resonated with you, if that's even something that's on your radar, or if it is something that you're moving towards or that you've struggled with in the past or anything like that. Okay, so I said Diane next. Okay, so let me just tune into the energy there. Still just a little bit clearing there from Janet. Okay, so let's tune into Diane here. I'm just going to ground this energy a little tiny bit, Diane. If you just want to focus on the soles of your feet just for a second here. And anybody else watching too, take part in this as well if you feel called to. Just focusing on the soles of your feet for a minute and just breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth for just a few breaths. Focusing on the soles of your feet. And just visualizing these cords, these energetic roots coming out through the soles of your feet. So they're gold and they're pink and they're silver and they're all kind of braided together, coming out from the soles of your feet. You can see, feel, or sense it. And it's going all the way down through the layers of the earth, connecting to the center of the earth. So I just want to keep that grounding cord really, really stable for everybody right now and help to ground down some of these moon energies as well. That's the very first thing that popped up in your energy, Diane, and said that it would be beneficial for everybody. Yeah. Whew, there's a lot of energy there. Whew, okay. All right, okay, so let's take a look in here for Diane. Okay, so taking a look in the records for Diane, what would be the outcome of this program for you? How would that affect your energy? It's going on in your solar plexus. It's going on in... Let me get the full picture on that. Give me a little bit more information on that before I start to share that with Diane. How would this course look in her energy field right now? It feels like there's a lot happening. Like there's already a lot of expansion happening for you, Diane. There's already a lot of things that are going on. That's probably why the grounding the grounding's really important right now because things are a little bit chaotic, especially around your creativity center and around your confidence and your personal power. So let's see here. It actually looks a little bit too chaotic. And I don't know if you're doing other things right now, other energy work or in other programs or something like that, but it looks a little bit chaotic in your solar plexus, Diane. Like there's a lot going on that you need to integrate before you start doing anything else. So I don't know if this is the perfect time for the course for you. It's a terrible, terrible sales, but it doesn't feel quite right in your solar plexus. So, so that's that. But yeah, amplify your grounding, amplify kind of your integration, maybe some journal work or something like that to allow things to ground for you so that you're really getting the best out of everything that you're taking part of, out of all the energy healings, any courses, anything like that that you're doing. Make sure you're really integrating them because it looks a little staticky right now. Okay, let me know if you have follow-up questions on that. Okay, so I'm going to close that out for Diane. And I'm not somebody that can just go into the records and read them. Generally, energy will process and happen naturally while I'm doing it anyway, just because I haven't set it up that way. Janet says, I saw you come in like, hi, and leave like, okay, bye, LOL. You're so energetically courteous and ethical. I love it. Good, 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 good. That's very, very important to me. Like being super ethical, being super in integrity with what you're sharing, with how you're doing it. This is a whole different world, right? Where you can be kind of like going into people's energies and into their belief systems and things like that. So it's really important that you understand etiquette for that, right? Like how it's okay to do it, how it's not okay to do it, and more so from the point of respecting that everybody's on their own journey and everybody is fully capable on their own journey. When you start to think of people as that you have to help them, you have to go into their energy, you have to do these things for them, that's disempowering them, and that's a whole different thing for you. So that is actually a part of the course as well, and something that I talk about a lot. Okay, so let's see here. So Diane, yeah, sorry, it's not the answer that I had hoped to give to you, but that's what was coming up, that you are actually in a place where you require some integration right now. Let me know if that did resonate though. Okay, Anna. All right, so let's just go ahead. I'm just going to close it of all other energies. Whew. Okay, and a little sip of water here too. You'll see in the course I'm very obsessed with hydration, very obsessed with grounding. Both of those very, very, very important for developing a strong relationship with the Akashic Records. Okay, Anna. Anna or Anna, I'm not sure. Sorry if I am totally doing that wrong. I see you're yawning too. That's awesome. Okay, so let me connect into your energy here. And show me what the course, what the likely outcome of this program would be for Anna. There's just a bit of energy clearing there. The first thing that came up for you is it looked as though poison getting sucked out of a wound, like bringing lightness in. So like going into the darkness and bringing the lightness in, bringing the darkness up, so that bringing the darkness up into the awareness, up into the light, so that it can be released. Anything else there for me? You have this playfulness and this fun that feels like it has been slightly restricted because of some of this heaviness. So the program helps you to bring more of that, what's causing that heaviness up into the light, to release it. So that looks like the biggest benefit for you. All right, let's close that one down. Whew. Big energy, and I just want to set the intention here too, to just amplify anything that the moon is bringing down for everybody's highest and best good that wants to participate in that. Okay, let's see here. Hey, Val Cripps, what's going on? Lexi, yes, awesome. Okay. All right, Lexi. Whew, just give me a second here. Whew. Man, this is some big energy here. There's some powerful people on this call. That's always so cool. Okay, so Lexi, let me check into your energy here. I haven't connected with your energy in ages. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the Akashic Records for Lexi. And show me what would be the effect on the energy for Lexi for this. Embodiment of your divine aspects. So yours is like, yours feels kind of very sacred and how it would affect your energy. There's a lot that goes on in the crown chakra and above, a lot of expansion in there, while you're pulling these parts and pieces of yourself, these higher aspects, these higher soul gifts of yourself down and settling them and embodying them in your solar plexus. So for you, it's an embodiment of more of your higher self, more of your soul gifts. There's a lot of opening and expanding, but of embodiment too. So it's not just like you're practicing with it or you're aware of it. It's that like you're fully beginning to live it, and you're fully expanding into who you are on a soul level. So that looks actually really lovely. Amy says her crown just got tingly. Awesome. Yay. It's so much fun, right? There's so much energy going. Okay, so let's close it with the energy for Lexi. Whew. Good. Oh my goodness. I can hardly see through all of these energy tiers here. Okay. All right. Incoming call. I think I'm good now. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. That's how I say it in my head, though, when I say it. Okay, I'm going to tune into your energy anyway. And show me how this program would affect her energy. Flexibility and balance in moving forward. How does that apply? Show me what's going on there. So for you, it's around forward movement and expression. But what they're showing me is, yeah, it's very, very, very much like it shifts your flexibility and how you balance your masculine and feminine, how you balance your rest time and your action time. So that looks like the biggest thing for you. And because of that, it affects your communication as well. So for you, it's a balancing, the Akashic Records and working with them in this way would be more of a balancing tool so that you're not burning out one way or another and you're able to more clearly express where you want to go and express how you want to get there more clearly, just able to express to yourself and to the universe as a co-creator. So hopefully that makes some sense there. Whew. Like smashing my hand down on my desk. Okay. All right, we'll continue on here. Gemma, let me check into that for you too. All right. All right, so I'm just going to take a minute actually and just make sure everybody's energy is still grounded here, and I just want to make sure everything is still fully closed out, cleansed and cleared. Great, great, great. This is the amount that I'm yawning with my grounding mat. If I didn't have my grounding mat right now, I just don't even know that I would be speaking at all. I'd be yawning so much. Okay, so Gemma, let me check into yours here. And show me how would this, man, you got a lot of things going on in your energy right now. This is a big moon for you. Okay, so how would this program affect Gemma's energy? Like, it keeps showing me lightning bolts for you, like zapping your brain, zapping your subconscious, zapping out. What are we zapping out here? There's some disbeliefs. There's still some doubts that are going on in there. There's a lot of zapping that would happen with this program. So for you, it's actually a lot of mindset stuff to get yourself more closely aligned to where you want to be. But yeah, so for you it's interesting because it's lightning bolts, it's zapping. So it's interesting. Let me see if there's any other information that's coming up right there for you. Yeah, it looks like it would be kind of more of a transformative experience for you in the way that those lightning bolts they're showing me in your solar plexus, in your head, in your throat. It's a good thing because I use lightning bolts for energy healing and things like that. I find they're incredibly powerful for rewriting beliefs and things like that. But that's what it's showing for you, Gemma, is the lightning bolts. So reprogramming and mindset and re-energizing as well. Looks like the thing for you. Okay. All right, I'm going to see who else I got on here. Gemma says they're having huge thunderstorms there. That's so interesting because it was so prominent whenever I looked into your energy that the moon was there and the lightning was around that. And then I'm asking about the program and it's showing more lightning bolts. So there's something in there for you. Like, tune into that energy, do a little bit of meditation or a little bit of journal work around it, because I'm curious. Just the fact that it showed up both in your energy, both of the energy for the full moon, for the Akashic Records, and that it's physically happening too. So tune into that some more because there could be something very, very cool in there. Okay, all right, so let's see here. Where we're at. Emily, awesome. Okay, Emily, I'm going to tune into that for you. And let me just close out of all the other ones. Whew. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. All right, so let's open it up here for Emily Long. And show me how the program is going to affect Emily's energy. Hope. It's like feeling that source connection, feeling that divine connection. What it looks like in your energy, it's tricky to explain this, but it's kind of like, what they're showing me first is kind of like, I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's kind of like the energy of like really feeling the support and feeling the hope coming from the divine on something that you've been working towards for a long time, or something that you've wanted. And it's kind of just like, it's this really emotional thing. Like I can see a lot of tears, a lot of energy that you've been holding on to for a long time, finally being released in order to pull in and allow the energy of hope. Like it was taking a lot of effort subconsciously and a lot of energy to keep that support out, to keep that love out, to keep that guidance out. And then as you allow yourself to come into this and move through the modules of the course and move through the program, it lets that heaviness go and it allows more of that light to come in. And it's very much like there's a lot of tears, but it's more so like the tears of relief, the tears of, oh, there's hope here, oh, there's there is that support. I can feel that support. I can feel that divine love, that divine guidance. So, excuse me, a lot of energy is moving there because I'm even burping now. So Emily, for you, it feels very sacred, very much like this relationship, your relationship to the divine shifts and deepens a whole lot. So you can accept that support and that unconditional love. Very powerful. That looks really good. Oh, I'm excited for you. Awesome. All right, let's see. What else do I got here? Anne-Marie, awesome. Okay, I will do that as well. And any questions too on the program, on anything to do with the multidimensional Akashic Records, on how I'm teaching, on, you know, anything at all that's coming up, or if there's reasons why you feel like this, you know, this isn't the right time for you, or if you're kind of like hesitant or on the fence, any of that information, totally happy to go over that here this afternoon. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of water first. And just make sure everybody else's is closed down. All right, Anne-Marie, let's take a look at your energy and see how this would affect you. And show me how this would affect her energy, the program. Weird question here, but do you ever do anything with like galactic civilizations or light languages? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it might sound pretty far out there. But Anne-Marie, there's a lot of energy coming in around the throat, around expression, around building, what is that? Building foundations to build up a structure, an empire. What is that that's going on in there? So yours is very, not really, but I've done Akashic Records through already. Yeah, so anything to do with, nothing to do with like galactic stuff, or, because there's a lot of that energy that's going on in there. Let me tune into that a bit more. So it's, sorry, I got lost in that bit. But it's like, So I do see you connecting in with some very high level guides here. And I don't want to kind of like freak you out with Galactic Civilizations or light languages or anything like that, but that's just the basic energy of it. It's very, very throat and third eye related. So there's a lot of expansion and expression in the throat and the third eye with this for you. But it's also about like connecting into these like really fun, high vibration, high level spirit guides and really pulling through a lot of information that builds foundations up into empires for you. And the reason I'm mentioning Galactic Civilizations and things like that is that's very much the vibe that it's showing is like they're supporting you in like they keep showing me building up, building up, building up, building up, building up, but it's coming here from the throat and from the third eye for you. So for you, it's expansion and expression of the throat and the third eye and building up, connecting into higher vibe, higher level spirit guides for building foundations and up into an empire. So that looks fun. That looks very, very fun. Okay, so let's see. Let's close it of that. And like when I say connecting into spirit guides on a higher level and letting them actually support you, letting you actually feel into their support, their guidance, their unconditional love, once you feel that, it is, and I'm sure some of you on the call know exactly what I'm talking about, but it is very much like it's like this support of lifting up so that you feel like things that are heavier before don't feel quite as heavy. Things that you're not sure on the path on feel much more confident and clear. So it's allowing this higher level spiritual and divine support. That's the theme that I'm looking at for a lot of you here, is that you can be allowing in even more of that. Okay, so let's see. Michelle. Absolutely. And let's see. I just want to quickly scan through here. Simona says, Tracy, is there going to be a replay? I missed the first part, Akashic Records as well, and I would like to understand the difference versus your teaching. Yeah, I haven't actually gone over that yet, so I will. But this will be available in the group here, for sure. And I'll post this on my business page as well. Okay, so let's take a look, Michelle, at yours. So let me just close it of all other records. Whew. Okay, so let's open up the records for Michelle. Okay, now show me how this program would affect Michelle's energy. What does that mean? They're showing like, right now there's kind of almost like, what is that restrictive energy that's in there? There's like a restrictive creative energy. So what does the program help you do with that? Give me a little bit more details on that. I'm just talking to the guides here too. Sorry. I'm talking to the guides here a little bit too because they're not being super forthcoming with the information on this for you, which is strange because I've worked with your energy before and it's always been quite open. Okay, so give me a little bit more detail about what this program would entail for Michelle on an energetic level. Okay, what does that mean? What would be a different path for Michelle? So honestly, Michelle, I don't know if this feels like a great fit for you. What it looks like is the course kind of, the course actually looks more restrictive for you, less expansive and more restrictive. Kind of like, and I don't know if you're working with the archangels or anything like that, but it's showing me that feels like a more expansive, better path for you. It doesn't feel like this is the most expansive for you right now. Is there any more information on this right now? Oh. Oh, like restricts your creativity in some way. That's really interesting. So it said, your guides actually said that it would be more beneficial for you to be focusing on expanding the spiritual relationships that you have right now to expand your connection to the light than to be working with the Akashic Records to expand yourself to the light. And that's not to say not to work with the Akashic Records, but just right now, it feels like the timing is more suited to be expanding and connecting your lights into the guides that you're already working with. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense too. Again, yeah, terrible sales on my part, but that's what it looks like in your energy. Okay, so let's close out of that. But I got to tell you, Michelle, the visual that came through for that, and the reason I was laughing so much is it kept just showing me like a lobster claw with like an orange band around it. And the lobster claw couldn't quite get open. And I was like, what's going on with that? And that's like the energy of not being able to like get it out to express it. So yeah, so whatever you're working on right now, keep going in that direction because it looks really good in your energy. It looks more beneficial in your energy. Okay, so let's take a look here. Whew, okay, Maureen. But Michelle, something's processing in your energy too, so whew, let's let that keep happening. Beautiful. All right. Okay, I just want to close out of everything else here, and let's open up Maureen's energy. Okay, show me how this program will affect Maureen's energy. Yours is around flexibility and balance more so. So what it's showing me is you become, as you're going through the program, as you're connecting, you become more of a stable, balanced channel, a stable, balanced conduit between the divine and the earth. So that looks like whew, whatever energy wanted to shift there, let that happen. But yeah, the grounded connection looks like a big part of it for you. Like you can really allow in more light, more information, more healing, the more grounded you are. So it looks like the balance and the frequency of your vibration becomes more expansive to contain more light. So it looks like you can handle higher vibration things, working in higher vibration ways, because you're more balanced and connected, you're open to it. So it's kind of just like, like your performance, like your potential, you're just moving into more of it by coming into this state. So it actually looks really cool. I'm just quickly really reading ahead here too. Michelle says, thanks, Tracy. And I was thinking the course may not be for you right now, but wanted to check in to see if it was. Working on something else, so likely why you received the message. Yeah, keep working on whatever you're working on, Michelle. Come back to me later, please. Okay. All right, so I hope that makes sense, Maureen, but it looks lovely in your energy. It looks like, and I know it doesn't sound like super impactful the way that I'm saying it, of like being this balanced conduit between the divine and earth, but it is super impactful because once you achieve that kind of energetic vibrational balance, that's when you can allow more of the insights, more of the inspirations, and more of your soul level gifts to come in. So it's actually quite exciting. Okay, all right, so let's see. And nice to see and hear you too, Lexi, although I guess I'm not hearing you, but I'm reading you. All right. Janet says, I totally resonate with the understanding and acceptance of my gifts. Joining the program feels like a desire to head out to the playground. Yeah. I can totally see that here. All right. And let's see. Am I going in the wrong direction? Like scroll-wise. Emily says, that's exactly what I have wanted and hoped for. Oh, wonderful. Good. I love that so much. Okay, Andrea. Sure. Okay, Andrea, I'll take a look in your energy for that. I just want to make sure everybody else is totally closed out here. All right, okay, so let's go ahead and open up the energy here for Andrea Brandon. Just going to open up the Akashic Records. And show me how this one, you have adorable energy. It really wants to move super, super fast. It wants to move, your energy wants to move so fast. It wants to just like be there already. Okay, so let's take a look here. How would the how would the program affect Andrea's energy here? Please show me that. It's like your energy is hilarious. It's like so the way that your energy is like just like kind of naturally, and I hope this resonates with you, that I'm not totally off base, but the way that your energy looks right now is like it just wants to fly forward, it wants to go forward, and it's kind of like, and then sometimes you'll hit a brick wall and you'll be like, whoops, oh well, guess that's not the right way, and then I'm like going in another direction really, really fast. But it looks like you're flying in that direction too, so you are kind of like working with universal energies as well. It does make sense. Okay, good to hear. But so whenever I'm asking about the course, what that would help you do, what they're showing me is it's almost like it turns your headlights on. It turns like this beam of sunlight on so that you can more clearly see the path and see what's coming up next for you, so that you can align the direction you're going in, so that whenever you're working with like the natural speed that your energy wants to work with, you need a really bright light to kind of to see. Yes, you're seeing kind of like this focused beam of like exactly where you're going, but you're also kind of using your peripheral vision more, so you're understanding more of the story. Yeah, I'm happy that makes total sense, Andrea, because it's hilarious energetically to look at. Like it's like it's tickling me. It's hilarious. But yeah, so for you, it's around clarity of direction and seeing the peripheral of understanding what's going on. All right, so happy that makes sense here. And Maureen says, fantastic. Thank you, Tracy. My total pleasure. That is wonderful. All right. Okay. Yes. Okay, Amy, I'll take a look in yours here too. These are fun. Whew. I just have to catch up with my breath. And my nose running. Okay. Amy Rogers. Let's take a look here. Let's close out of all other ones. Cut all cords of attachment. And just bring in really some high vibrational balancing energy to balance this moon energy, bringing in some more grounding energy for anybody that is watching live or watching the replay. Let's just pull in some more grounding energy just everywhere in your body, every single cell of your body, just allowing it to vibrate and resonate with the earth in order to ground all this high vibrational light that's coming in. So much light coming in September, so much more still to come. Okay, let's allow that to ground a bit. Okay, so let's connect into the Akashic Records for Amy Rogers. And, let's take a look at how this program would affect Amy's energy. What would be the likely energetic effect of this program for Amy? Please show me. Security, stability, roots. How it actually looks in your energy is very much like this crystal, actually. So I got this, like, what is this? Is this a jasper? I'm so bad for crystal names. But this is what the course looks like in your energy. And to further explain that, is it looks like it's allowing you to grow deeper roots. Like it looks like there's like this color energy all around the soles of your feet and expanding down and outward. So it's really creating this foundation, this support, this security that allows you to anchor down into more of who you are, more of your soul level self, and really start to feel and embody that, letting go of pieces that are illusion, they're not even yours, they're old, they're lack, that's not you, and pulling in this stability, this security, this soul level knowing of who you are. So really allowing the embodiment of that. Cool. Looks very, very cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully that makes some sense to you, Amy. And it feels really rich in your energy. Rich in the way of like not necessarily financially rich, but rich in the way of, full, abundant. And again, it's not necessarily about money, but it's about abundance of support, abundance of progress, and abundance of self-love and acceptance. Really cool. Okay, all right. So yes, let's continue on here. Simona. Oh yes. Okay, yes. Getting to this question now. So you asked about the difference between Akashic Records and multidimensional Akashic Records and how this whole thing comes into play. So I'll give you a really quick explanation of how it worked for me. So for me personally, I always kind of like to do things my own way, which is just something that I've always been that way, and I'm sure lots of you guys are like that too. But I also like to really listen to the rules a lot too. It's a really weird personality I've got here. But so I had taken a bunch of different Akashic Records courses, and I very much loved each of them. But every time I'd be connecting into the records or working with a teacher, there would be this calling, this part of me that was just like, don't access the records here, go up here, do it here, try it this way. And for like a year, I ignored that. And then whenever I finally started to go and lean into it, that's whenever I started to connect into the records in a different way. So how it looks, if you happen to know about like dimensions, right? And I'm not going to get too deeply into explaining this right now, but like we're in the third dimension, collective consciousness, and like all of that stuff is up in the fourth dimension, unconditional love in the fifth dimension. And then the sixth dimension is normally where people would teach where the Akashic Records are. I want to follow the rules, but I also want to do my own thing. Yes, exactly. Yes, it's good to see that I'm not the only one that's like that. Because it's like, yeah, we're light workers and we came here to bring the light, to bring ascension, but also we need to say screw the rules in order to do that. So every time I'd be going in those records, I'd want to go up. And then once I started to connect in the way that I felt called to, ignoring the teacher's explanations of how to reach the records, that's whenever I started like actually feeling that support, actually feeling the connection. So the thing that was kind of really like strict about the teachings that I went to is that you access the Akashic Records in exactly this way, in exactly this place, and this is how you do it, and this is what you say. So in the way that I have developed my teaching for it, you're not just working with them in the sixth dimension. You're working with them multidimensionally. So you're working in whatever your soul most resonates with, and that creates this lightning, this spark connection between you and the Akashic Records that's deeper and more, again, it's that word rich, that's like deeper and more rich, more colorful, because you're not trying to conform to a certain way that your soul just doesn't align to. You're instead activating and connecting in a way that feels best to you. So the way that I teach it is very much in working through your own intuitive guidance, working through the breadcrumbs that you get throughout the program as to how to use my process to access the records and tweak it slightly so that it fits for you. So I have like components in place for accessing the records, kind of steps to go through, but you're able to tune in intuitively to yourself and work with those so that they work exactly for what you need and for what feels best for you. And then, so that's just even accessing the records. That's the first part of this multidimensional Akashic Records teaching. But then from there, it's also like, how do I best read the records? How do they show up for me? How do I best shift energy in the records? How do I best ask questions, ask empowered questions in the records? So it's like, it's the whole thing. And then part of the process that I teach too is my Ascension Alchemy method, which is an ancient alchemy method where you're going through 3 phases to bring a transformation into completion. So say if you're working on, an intuitive block. Something is coming up where you're not feeling like it's okay to open up fully to your soul gifts, or you're kind of like not fully open to success or to money or something like that. You're looking at that belief first. You're going through the steps of the alchemy method to pull it up, to get to the root, to release it, and then to pull in the new empowered programs. So the way that I teach the records is, yes, the Akashic Records are obviously a big part of it, but mindset is such a big part of it. And the whole ascension process of raising your vibration and raising you up further into your potential and into who you are on a soul level and allowing you to feel that and embody it, that's another huge part of the teaching. So that's how mine might be a little tiny bit different. But again, I haven't taken all the Akashic Records course out there. There could be somebody that has one like me. I'd be like totally shocked, and I definitely want to connect with them and like party with them if there's somebody else that has a course like this. But yeah, that's the main difference, is that I found in other teachings it was kind of a little bit too structured for me. So this one is much more expansive, so that you can be doing it your own way, because that is very important, because that's how you're opening up your soul gifts. Okay. All right. I get kind of worked up about that, but that's all right. Awesome. And Amy, I think I got you there. All right, coming back around, Janet here. Where are we at? Oh, Amy says, wow, roots, that's crazy, because I'm being guided to learn more about my roots as an Aboriginal. Yes, and I knew that about you too, as kind of like, as before I went into your records, but whenever I tapped into them, like you can actually see the energy of that, which is really quite cool. And yes, that's a part of it, but there's more than that too. There's even more than that. Yes. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting caught up on that. Okay. So I'm going to come back around here. Janet says, I'm on the fence because I'm not sure if right now is the right time, and I'm still really confused about why Akashic Records, LOL. And so you had told me that you're just kind of like, have been like called to Akashic Records and things like that. Let me check in a little bit more around that, Janet. And let me just ask and see, is there a particular, okay, so before I even like ask anything, your guides are just kind of like, yeah, okay, so we're telling you to go to the Akashic Records because that's where you're going to find your highest and best next steps. Okay, so let's just tune into this energy a little tiny bit more for Janet, and let's take a look at why this call to the Akashic Records is coming up right now. And your guides are getting, stop overthinking. Like they're getting that type of energy about them. This is why I'm laughing, because they're being very sassy right now. Okay, so let's take a look here. Why is Janet being called to the records so deeply? Soul connection, and to expand your abilities, soul connection, and to expand and understand more of who you are on a soul level. It's all, what else is in there? Why else is she being called to the records? It feels very solar plexus related about who you actually are and about embodying who you actually are. Amanda says, I guess it's not just my guides that get stern and sassy. No, I see that so often, and I just find it so hard not to laugh whenever, when guides get like that. Sometimes they do get super, super sassy. So Janet, your guides are kind of just like, stop thinking about it, and whatever, whether it's yes or whether it's no, it doesn't matter. They're going to keep giving you hints, and they're going to keep pushing the Akashic Records in your face until it happens. So it doesn't really matter if you do it now or whatever you choose to do. But they said that there is embodiment of your soul gifts available when you're connecting more deeply into the Akashic Records. So that's what's coming up around that. All right. And let's see, where am I at here too? Alitza, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Yes, absolutely. I will check into yours. And I think I still have, was there somebody else I didn't get to? Amanda, yes, okay. Awesome. Okay, so I'll get to those two, and then I'll probably be wrapping it up shortly after that. Janet says, I went back in after the call last week. Through that portal, you led us for information in my energy session. It felt very natural. I love it. Thank you. Yes, there's good stuff. And then I do have other, I have all kinds of other recordings too, Janet. If you're not wanting to like dive this deeply into the Akashic Records, I do have some other excuse me, some other, your guides are like, don't encourage her off course. So I'm just going to shut my mouth down. So yeah, we'll talk later. Okay, Alitza. Like I said, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Okay, so let's close down everybody else's records, cut all cords of attachment. So this is a very pure connection. And let's open up the Akashic Records here. And show me how it would affect Alitza's energy. Perspective, attitude, outlook. For you, it is like, it's actually coming in as a song, like Here Comes the Sun, like that song. And it's coming in as very citrusy, very energizing, very... bringing clarity. There's like bringing energy, bringing clarity, bringing it's just like a swirl. It's like a starburst. Is that what they're called? Those candies, like a starburst swirl of energy that kind of starts to come out, bringing clarity, bringing awareness, bringing a shift in perspective, bringing a renewed passion and momentum is really what it looks like is coming up here for you. It looks like I cut out there a minute. Oh, I hope you got that information. Yeah, so that's what is coming up in your energy. Very, and I don't really use the word juicy, but it's very kind of like expansive and juicy. Although it feels so awkward to use that word. I'm not a natural person that uses juicy. Okay, so let's see here. Let's keep going down here. What comment did I miss here? Okay, let's see. Emery says, I'm curious too because I wasn't thinking about another Akashic Records course at all right now, especially since I need to save money right now. I don't have any more to spend. And also I'm working with someone on healing. Oh, I lost a comment there. And, oh no, where do we go here? And also I'm working with someone on healing a big anxiety issue, but now I really feel pulled towards your course. Well, like, number one, just kind of like totally calm down, totally get grounded in your body. Let go of any energy of fear of missing out. We don't want that clouding your judgment, nothing like that. And just tuning in and seeing if it's the right thing for you. Seeing if you did take this step, where would the universe help to support you to bring in the extra income so that it was an easy investment for you. So tuning in, getting really, really grounded. Don't worry about missing out. Don't worry about any of those things. Cutting all of that out. Just breathing and coming into your heart and just asking, is it? Because if it is, great. And if it's not, that's great too. It doesn't really matter either way. So just being detached from the outcome and going with what you really feel called to do would be amazing. But I know, especially when you're moving through anxiety stuff, be sure you're getting fully present in your body first, because otherwise your mind could be like, well, what if I miss out? What if I need to be taking this step so that I get the next step, so that I get the next one? Bringing it back in, because all of those extra thoughts, just creating cloudiness and illusion, you can make that, you can get that figured out. Okay, so let's see here. Where am I at? Viva la Juicy. Oh my goodness. Okay, Amanda Campbell. So where are you at here? And I know you said yes somewhere here. There you are. Okay. Yes, fear of missing out is always big with you. Yes, don't make choices on courses out of fear of missing out. We're past that. We have evolved past those old marketing tactics, and it's into what feels right for me. Is this really, really good for me right here and right now? And if not, then what is for me? Okay, all right, so Amanda, I'm going to take a look at yours, and still, if there's any questions, and if anybody's popping on the replay, or if a question comes up later, tag me in the group, post in here, or post under this video. Any additional questions at all. I'm so in love with answering questions. It's like my favorite thing to do in the whole world. Okay, Amanda Campbell. So let's take a look here. Let's close everybody else's down, please. Completely close all the Akashic Records. And let's just go ahead and ground everybody's energy even deeper and deeper and deeper. And let's open up the Akashic Records for Amanda Campbell. Show me, show me the, it's getting sillier as the call's going on. A lot of you guys are super powerful energetically. Okay, show me the effects of this program on Amanda Campbell's energy. So interesting visuals are coming up for you around the Wizard of Oz, around, why is it telling me my storage is full? Just let me keep doing this, guys. It's giving me an interesting visual around, around the Wizard of Oz and around, am I back here? Okay, around the Wizard of Oz and around tarot cards. The energy is getting a little big right now. I'm keeping it super grounding here. So for you, the effect of the program, it's just a hilarious visual, is forward movement with confidence, vision with confidence, focus with confidence, using your power with confidence. The reason I'm laughing so hard is the visual it's giving me is you riding on a lion and like almost with like this like staff kind of like pointing the way of where you want to go, but it's just kind of like it's very empowered. So there's a lot of empowerment energy, a lot of power energy. I don't know if you work with a lion as a spirit animal or anything like that, but that's like very prominent right now. But it's also kind of like there's like this tornado Wizard of Oz energy happening all around you, but you are focused with your power, with your confidence on where you want to go. So for you personally, it looks like forward movement, like riding on the energetics of your confidence and your power in order to get to your destination. All right, so that's what came up there. Emily says, are there any crystals or other tools you would recommend we try to get before the course starts? I do go over that, and I feel like I go over that in the pre-course material, but I could be totally wrong on that. But the crystals that I recommend are something for grounding. Oh, it looks like I'm... Something for grounding. Amazing crystals such as, like, I think this is kyanite, or I don't know, I'm so bad with crystal names. Like a lovely, like, high vibrational crystals like this, or like big piece of amethyst. All that stuff is amazing for opening up these higher chakras. But honestly, with the work that we're doing, those higher chakras, that higher energy is going to be open anyway. So what you really want to be focused on is, in fact, grounding crystals. So crystals that like hematite here, or like obsidian here. Like, I'm just surrounded in crystals, so I can give you all kinds of examples. But any dark red or black crystals, those are going to be really beneficial because grounding is the biggest point for this program. So I would say going with grounding crystals would be really good. Anything that helps to open your heart chakra, if you're called to rose quartz or emerald or anything like that, anything that's pink or green, especially if you can get that on a necklace, really good, because we do a lot of expansion with the heart chakra to connect in deeply to the multidimensional Akashic Records. You do need to have this beautiful heart chakra connection. So we do that. So I don't want to send you out with a huge shopping list. If you're getting one crystal, let it be a grounding crystal. Let it be a black or silver or something like that. If you want to buy a couple of them, then yes, something like a blue kyanite, I don't know if that's the right word though, a sodalite, a lapis lazuli, something blue like that that's going to help the crown, the third eye, and the throat all open and expand. That's going to be beneficial for you, whatever you're drawn to. Anything kind of like purple or blue is going to be cool. And, but, so if you're doing additional shopping, I'm looking at myself buffering right now. If you're doing additional shopping besides the grounding crystals, blue crystals, and also an obsidian, or not obsidian, I'm sorry, a selenite or something that helps to clear and transmute energy. I think I may have frozen though. Anyway. We'll see. So I hope that answered your question, and I hope that information all came through. That is kyanite you're holding up. Yeah, the kyanite then. Perfect. My video is fine. That's interesting. Okay, so it looks like I'm buffering on my laptop, but it's all good. How does the Akashic Records help for business, you ask? Can you describe what your definition of Akashic Records is? Sure. Yeah, okay. 111. Awesome. Okay. So Yeah, okay. So my definition of Akashic Records and how I would explain it to people is it's kind of just like if you're ever doing anything with intuition or oracle cards or anything like that, you are connected into your spirit guides, into your intuition, into your higher self, right? When you're doing those things. So it's just kind of like that's the connection that you're working with. When you're working with the Akashic Records, it's like you're working in more of a contained space. So it's like you're working in a temple or a room that's protected by your highest vibration spirit guides that not everybody's allowed to get in. That you need to have a certain amount of self-acceptance and self-love to even enter this room. So only energies with the absolute highest of intention for you is going to even be allowed in this Akashic Records room. So there's bouncers there that are saying, no, you're not allowed in unless you have the permission, unless you have the highest interest at heart. So the way that I see Akashic Records is, it's another frequency that you're tuning into, but it's incredibly supportive, it's incredibly loving, and it's incredibly secure in this space here where you can allow some healing to go even deeper. Sometimes our energy does not open up to healing or to clarity or to different paths because it doesn't feel quite safe or it wants to stay in that same kind of comfort zone. So whenever you're in the Akashic Records and you're feeling into that vibration of like enhanced security and enhanced support, you're more able to go kind of into deeper levels and to get deeper clarity and to really pull out more of the things that want to come to light. So that's kind of like a simple way that I would explain the Akashic Records, just as a certain frequency that you are tapping into for clarity, for healing, for guidance, all of that good stuff. So that's what I would say. Emily says, oh yes, I only have like 2 crystals, so I'll definitely look into the heart chakra necklace. Yeah, that's mine. Like these are just my personal go-tos because it's what I'm drawn to and that what I'm called to. But for me, it is my emerald, my lapis lazuli, always the lapis lazuli. I'm like weirdly obsessed with lapis lazuli, and my emeralds as well. Very important. Those are my crystals that kind of like really call to me. So go with what you're called to as well. Like there's my recommendations, but then there's also what you're called to. Okay, Janet, so coming back around to your question too is how does the Akashic Records help for business? I need to take a drink of water first. Build a little bit of suspense here, right? Lynn says she loves lapis. Isn't it good? Like, it's so good. And I wonder, and I know that one of the reasons that I have such a connection with lapis is like previous lifetimes in ancient Egypt and things like that. So I'm just curious if you resonate with that as well. I notice a lot of people that love lapis have this ancient Egyptian connection as well. Coming back, so sorry. Okay, so how do the Akashic Records help for business? They help for business in a lot of different ways. I actually have a program coming out, Akashic Records for business. So my personal favorite ways to use the Akashic Records for business is number 1, going in and get kind of like a vision for the next 3 months, the next 6 months, or even like the next few years, just kind of getting a general vision of what is possible for you, how you can be stepping into your potential. So I like kind of getting a visual of that, really getting a good feeling of it. And then I like to break it down. So I like to integrate like actual business strategy and the Akashic Records together because I find that's incredibly powerful. So that you can plan out, the next 90 days of what's going on. So the way that I would work in the Akashic Records for business is for anything, for planning out your strategy, planning out your marketing, planning out your program, figuring out who your soul clients are, where they're at, how they want to be marketed to, how you need to show up, what mindset stuff needs to come up to be released. Like, it is completely unlimited what you can get here in the Akashic Records that's connected to you on a soul level. All of my business stuff, I'm connected into the records. I have 2 modalities that came out of the Akashic Records that are now a part of my business. Like, you can really, it's outrageous the amount of business stuff that you can do in the records, and that's one of the reasons they're really my favorite tool. Lynn says, oh, I don't know, but past life stuff fascinates me. Yeah, I'd say probably you had some type of little bit of a connection there. But yeah, so with the Akashic Records in business, it's so unlimited. You can just go in and ask anything. Say for example, I'm not getting enough progress on my list. I'm not building my list. My opt-in isn't quite connecting. I would just kind of go in and then I would be asking empowered questions. So is the opt-in that I have in alignment for my soul clients? why or why not, what's going on here. And oftentimes it's just going to be like a little tiny bit of a shift, be promoting it somewhere else, be changing your marketing message, be changing your mindset around it. It turns out your ideal client changed, so your opt-in has to change, something like that. Just these little pivots that make like a big difference. And when you can connect in a consistent way, then you're able to connect into the golden places and, you know, go in the easiest, highest, and best direction for you. So another quick thing I wanted to share too is, so we have our Akashic Records, but then we also have our business Akashic Records. So it's its own kind of like entity. It has its own vibrational energy to it. Our business does. So you can also be working with your business Akashic Records, and be working with high level business guides up in the Akashic Records as well, for like all types of strategy and direction. And there's lots of things. I'll leave it at that. There's lots of things you can do with the business and the Akashic Records. It's limited only by your creativity, and making sure that you're asking empowered questions in the records too. Another thing I find with record keepers and with guides in the records is they don't take any BS. They don't take any victim energy. You formulate your question in an empowered way, and you're going to get an empowered question, or an empowered answer that's going to allow you to move forward. If you're going in the records kind of just being like, why did this happen to me? Oh, poor me, that type of energy, you're not going to get anything. But if you're like, okay, I understand this had to happen, and maybe I don't understand the purpose of it yet, but what's my next step forward, or things like that you can actually be taking action on or shifting your perspective on, that's when they give you all of the information and all of the support. But we go over empowered questions in the program as well. All right, so I hope that gave you answers. Any other questions? Anything about Akashic Records, multidimensional Akashic Records, healing in the records, reading in the records, the way I'm offering my program of like energy healing, mindset, and practical action. Any questions about that whole process? Anything at all? I'll give it just a few more minutes here. And my phone battery is getting pretty low here. And if nobody has anything else, I'll hop off. And like I said, tag me in the comments below, tag me in a post anywhere with any questions at all. Happy to answer. And I will go ahead, and I'm just going to my puppy's crying upstairs. I think she needs to poop. And I'm just going to put a comment in there about getting more information and signing up for the courses too. So Janet says, can you say a bit about the energy teachings? Sure I can. Okay. So in this program, I do teach to shift energy in the Akashic Records, and I teach a couple of different ways to do it. I think 3 different ways. I teach 3 different ways to shift the energy in the records. So that kind of gives you a jumping off point. That's when you can kind of say, okay, I want to be clearing the records in this way, or I want to use this as a base, and I want something that feels a little bit more connected to me. So you can use one of my methods to clear in the records, or for example, if you're trained in another healing modality or something like that, you can often integrate that in with the Akashic Records, do the healing that you normally do in the records, just for expanded benefits, and it kind of like enhances everything, right? So the way that I'm teaching energy clearing in the records is to go through releasing energies, releasing karmic energy, you're releasing family energy, stuck emotions, releasing like karmic patterns, family patterns. It's so unlimited. Like there's so many things. It depends what you are focusing on. So I give you all of the tools and all of the options there so that you can be working with stuff. I teach people how to be shifting the energy a little bit more shamanically in the records, because that's what I'm drawn to. And then I just kind of leave it open for you to integrate whatever it is you work best with the records as well. So hopefully that... Or do you mean, like, is that even what you meant by your question? Or do you mean, like, what I mean by teaching energetically? Okay, good. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. Great. Okay, all right, so I'm going to wrap it up here before my phone battery dies. And like I said, comment, tag me. I love questions so much. Yes, the teaching, okay. Yeah, okay, so maybe I'm not sure if I answered you totally, but... for the energy aspect of my teaching, so like I said, there's energy, there's mindset, and there is practical action. The energy aspect of that, The modality. Okay, yeah. So I think that was clear. Yeah, so the modality of clear. The modality of energy clearing that I use in the actual program is I use my 8D shift energy healing. So that's just kind of like an intense energy healing modality to help pull up limiting programs and beliefs and old energies and things like that. So we do that in the program. We also do my guide code activations, which is another one of my modalities, and that activates like cellular memories and aspects of yourself that have kind of been pushed aside. And then we also do attunements and vows and things like that to get you really connected into the record. So that's the energy side of things there. So the modalities that I'm using are, we do like shamanic healings, we do 8D shift energy clearings, and we do Akashic Records of the planet, this planet, and many others. And we do guide code activation. So Akashic Records of the planet. Yeah, and so this is the thing, like, this is just the beginning of opening up the Akashic Records for you. And then it's up to you as to where you want to go from here. So when I connect into the Akashic Records, my biggest draw and pull is soul purpose, soul gifts, helping people connect into that, getting rid of all the other crap that has been hiding that stuff so that they can become and embody who they really are on a soul level. That's what the Akashic Records focus is for me. For some people, they want to connect to more universal energies or to planetary energies or anything like that. Whatever direction you are drawn to, you just tell the records. They already know, but you say, you know, this is what I feel drawn to. How can I incorporate them together? And they will give you a tool and a direction or a process or